No, switch back to tough, I think. You know, last time we did a reasonable run and did Slipways, right? And we got into about 250,000 points, which was interesting. Maybe I'll do another reasonable run, but I think this time I want to do some more tough runs, right? Of the standard thing where we go random run, tough, with this time harmful radiation and young planets are going to be our quirks. God knows I don't know. Harmful radiation does extra upkeep when a planet's saddled with people. And young planets does more primordial and lava planets. The harmful radiation will happen on some planets. Any colonizable planet has a significant chance of being irradiated, while young planets gives us more of certain types. It's rated at 0, but I would imagine that young planets overall is a bit of a minus because primordials are not that easy to use. They require people or produce food, which means they require nearby colonies. And reducing the amount of colonies you can make is always tricky, especially if combined with radiation, right? So, council members for today are going to be Aphorian, Sylphid, and Vittori. So there's no culture possibilities. Oh, also, I might want to reduce my volume a little. There we go. That should be a bit better. Right. Yeah, the Aphorians are money makers. The Vittori are the scientists, and the Sylphid are, well, flexible, right? You've got space architects, which could be good for getting relays earlier. I see hyperdrive, I see post-scarcity, I also see skill downloads. There's a bunch of interesting techs. We also have both of the science techs available in this selection, as well as well prepared, meaning that quite possibly this could be a run where we want to go for an earlier laboratory than would otherwise be advisable, say a lab at 7. So yeah, we've got well prepared in space architects, well prepared giving us some extra cash, 60 to be exact, and space architects allowing us to build things more quickly. That is, things like microforgers and or relays and or void synthesizers. Of those things, probably only relays seem like they are that good. And I wouldn't know if space-time inversion's any good because it requires a lot of tech to be able to be used. I mean, on that reasonable run, right, we used it with like all of the stuff, but that reasonable run required a bunch of money. And we don't really have the tech to make lots of money, although economic zones is quite a good one. There's also geo-harvesting available. So yeah, there's a bunch of choices. We can't get it all though, so we're going to have to make some tough decisions. In a reference, right? Yeah, hyperlanes, quantum computing, lensing. There's a bunch of stuff available. And we're looking over the text. Probably Census is a decent first move. Brain-machine interface would preclude orbital labs, typically speaking. So we probably either pick these two or this one. I guess yeah, there's like two combos here for science. It's either brain-machine and quantum, or it's orbital and geo-harvesting. Like one of those two, because they work well together. Or maybe like even 3, right? It depends a bit. You can only really pick 4 techs out of these, ever, so taking all 4 means it's going to be difficult to take much in tier 2. And typically we'd take 3 of those techs if you want quantum computing. See if there's a good scan. This one's okay. Still enables these 4. And the 4 here as well. Yeah. Right, we'll start with the 5. It's a bit slow. Alright. Forge World and Swamp. Yeah, I mean, sure. The Forge World does provide a thing for the swamp, I suppose. Having them in a line is a bit of a problem because now this is aligned, which means the forge road would be in the way of a lot of possible connections. One thing we could do is something like this. Sure, but the Earth like doesn't really have anything to send its humans to. Here's the obstruction, right? Coming in. We can upgrade it with goods, right? But again, like making a robot here means that obstructs things. I'm gonna have a look at another 4 planets here. Alright, so this changes things a bit, I think, because here's another irradiated planet, which I might want to use to make the water. And that does unlock this ability. Potentially, right? Which could lead to economic zones here. All that. That's actually probably a better idea because this is a very long connection, which would be quite expensive. This is cheap. The only thing is making microchips. What I could do though is well, I mean colonizing this as well, like it's irradiated, right? Like maybe we really would like this. All scenarios would lead to this being a monoculture farm. I don't know if this reveals that much extra information. No, not enough to make a scan any better. Like an interesting solution would be to take the monoculture farm, scan to see which of these two I want to colonize, and then colonize. Well, we can't get any additional information. So 2 is the best we can do. I think the scan is worth taking because I would like, yeah, look. This enables a robot to be produced. Which if we could find a second source at some point, that would mean we get 2 robots in there. The tech I would really like is a tier 1 silted tech, which we don't have. What's it called again? There's a tech which allows you to do biomatter into robots, which would be very good here. Well, it's not available to us. Still think this is better though. The 2 upkeep is significant. So let's go ahead and colonize these 2. Because Ephorians might... we don't have 2-way trades anyway, right? We don't have denders, so it doesn't really matter if I make lots of food in year 1. Yeah, biohybrids, that's the one. Biohybrids the name of the tech. Didn't come up. We'll scan here to still get 3 income. Alright, we have extra starting money. Still think I want to be as frugal as I possibly can be though. Let's see here. Planetary import hubs. This one won't be. This could become one, although it's a bit hard to use this forge world. Establishing a lab studying ore. I mean, there is sources of ore. We're making 4 chips. It depends a bit on finding a forge world, an extra forge world. If that's any good. Let's go for these 2, I think. So yeah, I wanted to make some humans here. Like, why exactly though? I might leave that for a while. Come back to it later. Instead, start exploring over here and see if we can't use the mine in a way that enables a laboratory. That is one of our quests. We have some extra starting capital that can use on the laboratory. So yeah, this looks like a... The hard part would be... this is probably going to have to be a... That is possible. It costs 20 though. But it would enable all of this to work. Is there no other source of... Let's check over here first, because there might be... Yeah, look. There's another source. But it's hard to colonize this, because it's got none of its things nearby. Is this possible? It kind of is, isn't it? If it had a food. This is another way of getting the two, or what is it? The 2 science ore lab. Putting it here. We'd get 2 here, we'd get a human here. This needs a food though. Which it can't get. So that's out of range. It would also mean overlap of things. And this would obstruct probably. I would imagine. Yeah. So that could also work, right? Humans here into or there into there, and then an extra one into here to send that out. To make even more food. Also that. Which again, making more Gaia worlds is a good thing, as they work very well with these primordials. That's why I'm like so into them. But yeah, like this isn't the most ideal of. Yeah, maybe we can find another source of humans on the other side. Well, there is. But it's obstructed. As this one. It's obstructed by 2 lavas, though. Additional lava plants, right? It's the harmful, not the harmful radiation, but it's the other sector condition, the young plants, which doesn't show up here, but we do have it. I guess it shows up here, right? Young plants, more lava plants. Then there's the option of doing that as a colony, which forms a 2-way. And is potentially easy to get into a hub, though it doesn't use the food. Maybe doing something like that. Which, like, putting a lab up in this corner here will allow 2 orbitals to go into it. Potentially more as well, if there might be more up top. And we get access to this. And get to use food. Like, upgrading this is not super useful. It only provides a single export anyway. It's cheap, right? It only costs 9 credits. And makes, I believe, 4, so... But I would prefer not to do anything that increases empire size by too much. And this also is only 1 export, I suppose. But we'd be able to use the robot. Yeah, this is probably going to be water. Because it can go in 2 ways. And then I suppose we'd have to take an irradiated planet. Which costs us extra. Ah, interesting. So it does... Taking an irradiated planet does not work at the end of the year. So we pay the 2 extra upkeep even if... That makes us go into January. So anything else I might want to do? For example, I could do this connection. Which, if it's, you know, eventually provided by an extra robot, it would send out the water. It's a bit expensive though, right? 8's not too bad. I could also settle this first. Which only costs 1. That seems like a good idea. It's like 12? Alright. And then we could settle the hive world. Send it in. 12 income. And then that for 16. And then I would have to hope that we get food. But, you know, we have 2 options, right? One option is this. And the other option is scan here. So I think, no. Like it could wait because we're in December anyway. Here, if I take the food connection, then we would be ending up in January and having to pay this upkeep anyway. This is 17 income. And this would be, what? 19? Yeah, we only pay 2 for that. Which I think is worth it because we can get extra information. See, do I want to build the lab in here or do I want it up there? It depends a bit on how easy it is to get food from the other side. It might be very difficult. It's not that difficult. That's not too terrible as an option. And there is no additional ore, right? I might want to check what this is as well, but I'm perhaps scanning a bit too much because we do end up getting quantum sensors possibly first. So this is 15 and 8 is 23. This is 20. I don't know how much we're saving on these connections, right? We're spending 3, 11, and this is 13. But if I put it on the inside, it's 3 and 3. Yeah, it turns out we save a lot by going for this compared to that connection. So we'll just build the extra farm. Because there's no ore plants up here that could make the lab better anyway. I'm going to put it like there so it can access this one and that one potentially. I don't know if I wanted to, but you know, here's your mission. You only get 17 money, so I would be a bit careful. We have a few asteroids, which could be useful. We also end up at growing though. Oh yeah, scout it. Like the growing cost is 8. Right, what about this option? This also precludes that though. It gives us 18 but forces us to end the year. It's an interesting choice, but I think going for that. I might also wait a bit, like go for some other stuff first. Make some more money. Okay, doing that though means we don't have water. Not too much of a fan. Taking irradiated planets. For that good reason. Not this. Doesn't reach. Like that is a two-way, but it's not a very good one. Can make food. Not that we want to really. That's a different source, but it's even worse, right? You have that as an option, but like you can build other things first. I should have maybe done the nanotech quest instead then, but can't change that. It's an option to easily get a human in here as well. There's probably a possibility of building a lab like right up here. I'd imagine that's a pretty expensive connection, but the rest are okay. One thing I could do is I could connect this. But then Can we still afford the lab? This is 8. 23 and 3 times 3 is 32 and 8, 40? Just about. Like, we could find money in here. But then probably not be able to use it because we don't have the Euphorians unlocked, so... I don't think that's really a thing I should be... I think I should probably be like looking over here to just use the asteroid. And probably make water here. This is a... You colonize one planet too many to be able to do this. Because we only end up with like 18 money. Which means that we'd have to skip lots of things next year. I'm doing it this way around. I think better. I get 16 income. I'm gonna get this asteroid here. Hopefully good enough. And then I get an extra 24 cash here. Enough to keep going. There's also other asteroids in range as well. This area typically. Although the planets over here aren't really used all that much. There's lots of spare resources, which is never a really good sign. That's that option. It's all nice and all, right? Completing established planets everywhere, but you want to have a plan to get things to successful, ideally. Not just established. Because at established, they're about breaking even, typically, on tough. And you want to be able to make money. But, you know, we can probably unlock quantum sensors in a year or two now. So that's okay. Should I be actually... like... Oh yeah, I can exactly afford this, right? Which is actually pretty good. Because we get to still do the connection. We get to go to January on a better, like a better moment to be in January, right? With regards to stuff we've got. And we get to scan next year with a tech that improves scans. Manufactured luxury is an interesting option to take. For the late game, certainly. Especially with post-scarcity being available. Makes it quite a bit easier to trigger. Alright, so the idea is to get quantum sensors. Which then enables us to get a lot more information a little easier. We'd have to be very careful about the funds though. Those first few moments if we went for early research. I'd love to know what I can make here, if anything. Well, I can make things there, but I can't get it to even to established. Because of things being in the way. Now, if we were to take lensing, then we could lens that and produce, say, a box here. Should go into this colony. Can we use another box? No, we're kind of obstructing things, right? Yeah, moving this up would be nice, but like this tugs would have been the greatest thing for this plant, I think, because we could move it here, have 2 inputs and an output, or even 2 outputs, potentially, right? But it's just positioned slightly off, right? All of them. not destroying a plant's in the way. Well, it would be out of range anyway. Oh, this also out of range. I still want it over here though because of how cheap that is. We'll worry about things being in range later. So yeah, it's not really... And there's this one, right? There's an ocean here with a two-way trade. And asteroids available. So just a solid play. Depends a bit on what we find here, I suppose, but can we afford to do that scan? 14 and 8? Yeah, we can't afford to do both of these anyway, so it doesn't change the financials. Okay, more lava. To be expected, right? Is that? That's not too harsh, right? We get 2 extra humans here now. What do I use those for? Like, orbital labs are still a possibility. There's enough spare humans everywhere. There's 1 spare here, effectively, if we make goods here. We'd have 3. You would have to get harvesting and or machine interfaces first. There's not that many places where machine interfaces are that good anyway. We've got this one, but it's only sending out 1 ore. This one doesn't count because labs don't make money. I don't know how good machine interfaces are at this point. They'll be pretty good later. Okay, so... if I were to take this asteroid, I think I would be willing to colonize here. We need to establish an import hub, which I'm trying to work towards as well. And this could become it. We always have the availability to make a chip here and then delay this as long as possible and not have to take the 7 or the 3% permanent. It's not too bad to take this. And the reason I wanted to is we get access to 2 more asteroids. And we get to successful this. So now we actually have a planet that could benefit to an okay extent from brain machine interface. We get like 3 income, I believe. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Although, no, that's actually not unfortunate. That's really good. It's actually the perfect thing, as we would be able to unlock. I mean, I'd rather make the chip somewhere else, but like, because there's 3 colonies here for the box to go into. Like, these are now extremely nice here. Extreme miniaturization. It would solve the extra box. So we'd have 3 for all 3. It would also allow me to get this one upgraded. Unfortunately, the tech costs 21, so you're not quite able to afford it science-wise. There are... It's a way to get you food. So there is, then we have our Euphorian mission here. I think it's okay enough to float that if we can complete an Euphorian mission. As that is the goal. I would have loved the primordial here, right? For the food for you. There isn't though. Not that. Well, there isn't much of anything there then. Let's try this one too then. Okay, that was something, but not really what I'm looking for, right? So making food for you is also tricky. That's out of range. I could just take something like a jungle farm, right? And hope for a robot. Eventually. Like the both of those would complete it, but it would be rather like floating too many plants. I don't see many other options though to make an import hub work. This is you. Like if I can get an extra water in here. There's no way of crossing the streams, right? Extra ore in there. Not really. Produces a robot. There's still this connection to be made. We don't have the money for it, but... Oh, actually, this does it, right? Yeah. So what am I doing complicated things for? I don't know. Let's start with this. So I actually have... And then this one as well. And hopefully... am I wanting to make a box there? I think I do because I want to make things successful, right? Recommit it. It completes the task. This is likely that there's going to be a task to make more of these, right? That's 6 money. We'll gain like 17 or something, right? So, right, let's look at new tasks. 2 more import hubs. We'll do that. And 4 chips. Or 2 techs. What are we getting first? How expensive are the techs? Like 8 and then 21? It might take a while. But it could possibly be very good. If we can find ruins with signs in them, then we can quite quickly get there. We're abandoning the silver for perhaps a bit too long. I just don't see a way to make many chips. Without, you know, not making goods here, which seems a bit iffy, right? We get 17 like this. The quest I would rather have seen for you is making what's the thing? Just go ahead and like bump one more down, I suppose. The quest I'd rather see here is making goods, because we are making those. So, oh, we went to establish by doing that. Maybe not that then. Maybe wait a bit. If I can't exploit what I've got rather than trying to expand further. So there are quite a few places where you can pick some asteroids here and there, and we'll scan a bit, and we'll send people to places. So I want that extra money ideally before we run out. All I have to do here is send in food, so that's good. We need still 1 more. Maybe we can do this. And the biometric can be used here eventually. And the human will come from here because it will make more. So yeah, there's a few things, right? This is 1, this is 2. I think we got there. 19 and 5, huh? Yeah, we can afford to do this. Just about. Keep our head above water, but I don't know if I want to do that because it's kind of using this in a way that like we're giving up on more than 16 income, or like 20 plus income. We're doing that, and that's like a quarter of the reward we're getting. So we're wasting a lot of it. It doesn't seem like that would be the smartest move. There's very little connections that I can make though. But it might be good to just sit on, do some scans and just wait a while. We could continue using asteroids. If we can get to October, it's not that far off, right? It's 4 scans, we'd end up at 8 money. This is enough to found a Gaia world. I think I like that more than trying to okay, well here's your microchips, right? I like that more than trying to go as fast as possible, which wastes a lot of the extra income here. To like being one plant too many, right? It's happening more and more. We just have one too many plants. Okay, there's a full bear ruin over there. There's one more over here. Both of them are kind of hard to reach. Again, irradiation being quite the problem. This one's fairly easy to get. We have the ore for the robot, for the food, for the plant, for that. First though, I ought to solve the mission, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to do anything, as our income is very low. It gets us 80. I want to use that immediately. I call these internal connections. And I think we're grabbing brain-machine interfaces because we don't really have any money. We could get geoharvesting and labs, but you know, quantum computing is now available, so it seems like a better choice. And get everything? Well, maybe, right? But like 7, there's 8 there. Also 8 income here, 8 income there, right? There's quite a few places where we could make more income happen. So let's spend our money this year and see how much there's left to spend on things. You're 12 income now, right? Yeah. Very good. Okay, I think this is the last plant, which means we have an extra 37. Let's go ahead and start. I think I'm not going to build orbital labs. The other thing with orbital labs, which is going to be slightly less good late game, is that it's going to make it harder to use post-scarcity. Because, you know, those extra humans, those do count as resources that we could send to all sorts of places. So yeah, I think I'm okay machine interfacing my colonies. We also have skill download to worry about, right? Like, the skill download is also going to make it so that we probably don't want to build too many projects. Because skill download is quite good on these worlds, for example. Like 2 extra things for post-scarcity in various places. Or here, for example, right? We can make a lab with all of the water. Although not right now, we don't have the money for it. 4 here. Let's upgrade you to 10. And that one as well. Why not? You can get 39 this year. That's not too shabby. Now we want to rush some science. I don't know if it's possible to afford the lab this year. Like here, for example, would be a water lab. Now we still have this asteroid too, right? So do another two-way trade for ore. You could do another ore lab. That's not a problem. Like you can do a second lab for the same thing with quantum computing. As long as you have two inputs, it's okay. Although this one doesn't have any more humans, right? So maybe it'll be a hard sell, but it does make this one very effective. I believe we do get more trade income than... Yeah, we get 5 income from that. So this gives 9 income. Get this to prosper, and you got yourself a large amount of trade. All you have to do is send this ore anywhere, so you know that'll do. And then one of these 4 upgraded. Well, you know, if we get the microforge in here somewhere, then this will upgrade. I wonder if we can position it so that we actually get both. This might not be enough space here to fit the microforge. Now if I do it on this side, then we'll obstruct this connection. You don't know about that. You got 6 science going though. It's okay, we still have... If I... that's 1 too much. I was hoping I could maybe... 12. Get an extra 6 here. Just trying to not settle. So at this point we do get a cost of 3 for settling this. So that's kind of what I'm going to do probably anyway. Okay. Time for the colony. Time dilation. This probably is going to be a scavenge, I would imagine. Yeah. So yeah, can I get excess of this or that? What about that as a colony? How strange that is. You get the bolt here. There is food then, and there is stuff, right? But that precludes the connection I want to make, which is finding one more, because that gets us to 15, which gets us to quantum computing next year. And that is quite the thing to have quantum computing early. It's quite strong. Well, I think we could do so anyway by doing this first, because next year we'll get 40 money, so I don't have to get the 2 extra science now from connecting the ruin. I can connect the ruin next year and still get the quantum computing up before 3413. This makes more money, I would imagine. And then I could do that. Send in the ore to make extra food, which could be potentially sent to places. There's also water available for that, right? No goods there. I mean, no, there's energy here potentially. No, I wouldn't really think that that's... I'm just settling this for, what, like 3 extra cost? I mean, yes and no. Still got 42, so it's... Yeah, okay, we'll do it. 42 extra tech available. And then connect. Now this connection, right, it's like... Precluding that is a bit... I don't know how long that is. Is that within regular hyperlane range? Yeah, it is. Okay. So it's not that bad then, because hyperlanes are going to be coming in about 5 or 6 years, I would imagine. Oh yeah, we can get a tourist attraction. There's not enough human plants around here to make that worth it. So we can study this. And now suddenly you have 27 science, right? So look at that. Still have 10 extra. Ah, that's unfortunate. Getting a forge world is successful though. Yeah, we're going to do that. And let's get 7 different resources, I think. Yeah, because this science output increase is going to take a while before getting self-hosting AI. And it's possible, right, to do it. Be even more aggressive with it, but I would imagine we'd run out of money. So we'll do the other 2 first. They're also not that hard to do. So that, just from all the Fattori rewards, we're almost to the next tech already. We'll be able to get extreme miniaturization at the start of next year if I wanted to. There's extra money in here too. I want to know what this is so we can know how we're gonna... Ooh, that's actually quite good. So we should look at that, right? I don't know if this is gonna allow us to build a lab. I mentioned this is quite tight in here. I don't think we'll be able to do it. Disconnecting this one, right? We'll only be able to get 1 robot. Still, good's probably worth. Let's start with 2-way trading. At least I hope I can get the 2-way trade in time. I can, but we go to large. Which completely removes all of the monetary gain we could get here, right? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So that's not really viable. Any other options? We have 1 more planet basically we can make this year. I don't want to make any more. So maybe just make this one. I also don't really want to make any more next year either. I think I want to stay at this level for a while. Like, you know. For income seems good enough. Okay, can I maybe get... an extra machine interface somewhere? You don't really give us that much. Maybe I want to... I might want to skill up this one because there's a colony here. I don't know what's over here, right? I want to know. Yeah, this is what I was kind of hoping. Is a colony like that. Because that... I mean, with hyperlanes, right? But look at all of the biomatter here. We get all of these 2-way trades, which, you know, the Aphorians might want for a mission. And we can get a quality lab here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inputs. And, you know, you add self-hosting AI and quantum computing on top and you've got yourself pretty large amounts of science. So we'll keep that in mind as the way to develop that area. Well, now though, it's probably advisable not to do so. And instead throw out a scan. I might want to take the 51 and then just build with that. I might need to because microforges might turn out to be expensive. So we get to take these. The thing I'm most interested in is what happens over here. Yeah, that's what I was fearing here. So can I place that? Yeah, that's obstructed. Well, with hyperlanes, eventually it'll solve itself. But I'd be wanting to make some chips here. Okay, that will also eventually only connect. There's your successful forge world for the Sulfid. And another resource as well. And suddenly we have 62 income, which is not bad. The other option is to use 2 of these. I wonder, right? Can we get any planet whatsoever here to be prosperous? If I were to do it the other way around. Well, maybe actually, because there's another source for the... Oh. Hurry up, you! The animation's a bit laggy. So yeah, putting it here. Allows for that at a lower cost, but at the same time, well, there's that connection eventually. We can do this one as well. Can I get it so that I can actually afford this? This is actually important. Can I... How much did we pay for this? 3, right, okay, minimum. That is 1 credit where it actually matters how this is positioned, so we're gonna have to finagle 7 and 7. Oh, we paid 1 more of that there. We made it worse. This is going to be pixel precise, isn't it? 7 and 6. I don't know if I can get it the 6 and 6. I don't know if there is an exact pixel where this is as straight as it can possibly be. And we end up paying in total of 12. I don't think there is. That costs quite a bit of extra money because of that, but... So at this point, we would take the 60. Right, and then we miss out on an extra 12 because of not having 1 credit. Is it really not possible to do this like 1 credit cheaper? Like, honestly. Maybe what we could do is forgo this one and do this one first. So I would imagine... Oh no, we paid 8 and 6. That's a bit too much. Let's actually place this a little bit efficiently. Like, watch me pay 6 and 6 and 8 again. Yeah, no, okay, fine. We'll pay that 1 extra credit. I'm not gonna spend hours finicking around. So, yeah, this would be more income, right? 63. Yeah, we get 64, so that makes a few extra credits. There's all these extra outputs. What are we still missing in terms of deliveries, right? We can deliver food. And okay, so if we wait 2 months, then that gives access to... Wait, hold on a second. Ooh, I'm spotting something. Something I might want to do. Like, I quite clearly want to do that because if we could pull it off, which I quite think we can, which is trying to get a lab using these and these. Now doing so would probably require I would think at the very least. Yeah. Getting that lab will be complicated. But also worth it because there's this one, and that one. The problem is you cannot connect a microforge to a lab using a hyperlane. So the lab would have to be in such a location that all of the ore can be hyperlaned into the microforges from all of the different ore planets. Which are quite a few, and I don't know if it can reach from here to here, even with upgraded hyperlanes. I would imagine not, so this one's probably precluded, which should mean like doing it up here. Oh. Thankfully that didn't trigger, otherwise it would have accidentally triggered. But yeah, I mean that means that we don't have to worry too much about it over here. I mean, I would imagine maybe you send an extra ore, right? But I might want to make sure that I can access this. This is reasonably okay to do as well. How about that connection? Well, we can probably jump over it as well, right? I want to make sure we have enough space in here to actually fit everything. I want to be a little bit careful about that. But yeah, the idea would be to build a chip lab in here. Don't need to do that yet. We want to do this mission first. So one thing I could do is I could pre-build some of this stuff. Maybe we don't connect this like that and hyperlane it or something. Like that. Would be another microforge that will have a chip available for the lab, and the other one can go like all the way in there. And then we colonize something to end the year, so like we still get an upgrade. I possibly want to get skill up facilities for this area so we can build more chips. So we can make a pretty large chip lab with those. I don't know if I'm going to use 2 more robots. I don't have FlexiFab or anything else. And there aren't that many destinations for robots anyway here. All of them have already been satisfied. The others are going to be far away. I think it's fine to machine interface this plant as the last action. And then I'm going to go ahead and I think construct everything here. This one's cheapest to run, so let's go with that. That's 6 out of 7. Wait, no. Wrong thing, right? Also, we have no biomass. Also, yeah, it's out of range, but hyperlane will probably range that. As will this. No, that will use up all the things. Make more robot. Oh, right. I might want to not do that. Because the Silthid might want us to make robots. So we'll make a few robots as possible so we can make them very quickly. They want to make more chips all the time, right? We just made a bunch using the microforges. But you know, the thing is, these do advance us towards this tech discounts. And this one is not. Well, this one's easier. Although making 6 chips is not that hard, it just requires 3 more of these, which we are going to want to build. I don't know how long that would take. With that, just a water input over here, I would be able to make an extra ore, and a chip would be useful for certainly, like for this one. We put it here and connect that. Yeah, it's not terrible to get those two. 2 more techs is quite easy. We want like 1 more science before next year as well. Maybe it's okay to build the chip lab now. Just to get the machine learning upgrade. Let's look at 43 income. Also prosperity, right? Allowing an extra... Yeah, that's not bad. I can get a discount on economic zones too, right? So if I upgrade this... Trying to see if I can't get more machine interfaces or where I should get them. Probably not this one. It does make... Oh, it's already a machine interface, whatever. I guess it is going to be that one. This one could be, but I have enough uses for all as it is. I didn't want to do that one because I had a thing up here for biomatter. Might be time to just fix over here. I would imagine this is... yeah, it's costly. But I'd have to build both of them anyway. I could build this first. Yeah, I don't know, like we need hyperlanes to make this better. It'll come in later. I imagine that we couldn't get economic zones on microforges anymore, right? They only apply to planets? Because that was changed. Yeah, it's a planet to another one. And it used to work on microforges, but it wasn't supposed to, so... that combo don't work anymore. There's an asteroid here. Yeah, that's okay. Still have 62 money. Should be enough. Let's got the science first. 6 science per year right there, right? And that's a 2-way trade here. Kind of why I thought this would be okay. How are we doing on the happiness, by the way? That one will run out. And this one is having parts shortages as well. Yeah, so we have 2 parts shortages then. Okay. There are like a bunch of robots here as well. Just interesting. We would do something like that, right? Over here. It would have to be quite precise. Imagine that's better. We would use 2 short hyperlanes and 1 long one. We're already suffering from Slipways overload, so we can go up to 29, which we get over here. This went up to 15. I don't think we quite can make it happen with 1 long one and 2 short ones, but I think that's for later because hyperlanes are expensive to run, so let's worry about this area first. So gotta make sure that we don't go over 32, right? What was those breakpoints? Okay, so That has to be taken first, because otherwise it'll no longer be available. So now I can use that to make 8 more money. So I should. And other than that, not much yet, but some will become available here. There you go with the first one. And that's obstructed, but that's okay. As hyperlanes are next tech. I want to make ships though. Maybe I don't do this first. I think this is okay to do. I didn't want to do that. Maybe it's not this then. Because the water here is equally cheap to create. Right, we would do that. Get access to the economic zones. Complete the Vittori task. Connect our one economic zone that we've got available. And then just sort of start making lots of microchips. Like this was a cheaty thing we could do, right? And that no longer works. Still got up the science here though. Can we get enough to get to 32 next year? We're at 30. This requires one more. So yeah, I mean, this seems okay. If we had the money, that is. Eight? Are we able to get it? Yeah, we are. Alright. Well, that's good enough to warrant a skip, I think. Getting the hyperlanes right now. Because those will enable, I would imagine, quite a few economic zones everywhere. Which would be worth a hyperlane, like this over here. There's another connection to be made there as well. Still need a bit more like these need successful partners, which is hard. This one also needs an extra import of something. Getting these plants sold is difficult. An extra import over here, what would this... Like I can make the robot here, you know, you've got all of that sold. You just need a bunch of imports. It's kind of hard to satisfy. I mean, you can just build an extra chip maker here to, you know, solve that colony and solve this whole area. Then go with that. I can get 3 more plants, right? 1, 2, 3. That would solve it. And we get the hyperlanes next year as well, right? So we can start using those. It's hard to say what's better, but I would imagine doing the missions is good enough. You also get 20 more credits as well. Okay, we'll throw away 3 months in order to get access to hyperdrives early. So we have a discount on it. this. I'd imagine that's worse than doing this. And then I have access to chips. Let's see here. Improve our yearly science output by 8. I am going to make another biomatter lab still. And this one's going to go up as well. I'm getting a prosperous forge world. I mean, that's probably this one. All it needs is an extra import, which shouldn't be too hard since we have hyperlanes. In fact, I think you can just do that and then we're done. So that's an easy one to do. We just got discount on skill download, so I can even get that up. Allowing the production of more science, I would imagine. Right. First though, let's go ahead and get this whole area sold. Yeah, we want skill up over here for the food. So that puts you into vast, which is probably not the smartest move. Go ahead and have 5 of the 8. So start. Make that 6, just 2 to go. And those would be from skill up facilities, I would imagine. Although we'd be spending 50 on those, which is more than the 32 we're throwing away by not going thing first. Hey, I'll take the asteroid then. And that one as well, I would imagine. Like a goal would be to get enough money to make lots of things happen. I wonder if we can get stable jumps already. That might do more. Because those will... It's out of range. Those will definitely help. I can even do that. That's neat. I thought I was thinking about this connection, right? That's a decent one. Yeah, I would imagine things like that would also work to make lots of money. It's getting economic zones everywhere, right? So you can get all the plants with the same outputs connected. All these colonies, for example, like here. Although that only made 1 money, mostly because of hypership upkeep, I would imagine. Make like 4? That's like 10. Seems better. The alternative is to go for a skill up facility, which is over here. Which that would allow things like making extra food here to send here. It's also 7 income. More importantly, that one. Also here, right? But now we end up in May and having no way of making more, and only with 79 income. I think we had more with the hyperlane solution, right? Or this made more, right? Like 79 income? There's already 80. All about that income. Yeah, not enough humans available, right? This is a problem, right? No one in must be a planet, so can't do that. Can do that. I mean, that does make it prosper. And that doesn't really help. Yeah, I need more stuff though. Seems like the way to go. Yeah, manufactured luxury, which will help as well. Like with manufactured luxury, it'd be quite easy to get this as 6 inputs, right? Same here. This one's already at 5, so you know this would benefit nicely from manufactured luxury. That one too. You can get it some more things to become prosperous, right? Yeah, the problem is a bit of money shortage here, right? Like at this point, we only have 5-6 years and only have 81 income, which is not quite enough to do what you would want to do at the end game to really get things going. I'm not sure what the exact right order of techs is here. So is that skill up? We can't do that one, for example. Unless I'm making good money, I'm not going to want to do any connections whatsoever. It's a big argument, right? I want to skill up this, probably. Don't know if that's in range. It is not, but this one is. I wouldn't really know how to get chips in there. I mean, there's extra ore, right? So. Ore produces chips, chips produces robots. We got 2 extra plants here, but 2, 3, 4, 35, 36, 37. Trying to keep below 40, right? Then would be the thing if I built more plants. Which would allow me to like advance the clock more or less more rapidly. I just don't know if it's worth like giving up half the income we've got. Probably not. I could check if we can find another ruin, which would be quite nice, because that would allow you to get more income. That's why we go to 45. We need to go all the way back to 80 for that to be of any use. 55. I mean, that's not really worth it, is it? So yeah, that connection. Yeah, only 81. Yeah, as it prospers, but I don't think I want to do that. 2 extra science. Yes, I can set my humans in there, but it's... I don't know if I want to use my humans for that. I'd imagine not, given the low money we've got. I'm gonna make more biometric anyway, so... Not this year, though. That's the thing, not this year, not yet. Right? Not yet. One thing I could do is I could pre-build a lot of these things, right? There's no cost to doing that except for time. So I could say build you. Could do that. So it would take 2 months to do this. And it doesn't cost anything, right? If we're going to build these anyway, I might as well build them now. Just to sort of stall for time. And still get the 80. And then scout a bit, see if I can find more ruins in good spots. There's this spot over here I'm really curious about. And there is one. Yeah, would you look at that? Okay, so... I'm gonna scale up facilities next year. And I would imagine... I don't know if I should colonize. Let's try it out, right? Grab the skill download, which is going to be important. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I built this wrong. 'Cause I think I'd rather have the income for another year, to be honest. I'll get the skill download now. So that's the important part, right? Okay, 2 more Forge Worlds to Prosperous, 9 more two-way trades. Yeah, let's do the Prosperous Worlds, Remnants and Forge Worlds. I don't know if I can get them all easily, but the other tasks seemed even more difficult. Like 9 is quite too many. I could just get another bit of income, right? All those don't really provide anything is the thing. That just costs 3 income. I think I would imagine not that much. Although we have a plus 60 from economic zones here, so Let's have a look. That's not too shabby, actually. Income, yeah. And getting that science up is nice because all of that science combined creates like a large amount. We can get probably ubiquitous network and post scarcity and other things, right? Is the thought. I might want to not do that though. So there's one other thing we could do. Which might be a bit more valuable still. We'll just skill up this. Which makes the food and then makes this happen. Yeah, look, we can get 41 from here. Which I think I want. Even over the habitat. As that then also enables me to do this whole set of things as well. Upping the income to 95. There's also manufactured luxury still available as well, so that's another tech I might want, like quite a few things. That might be the first thing to get actually. Is no, how many do we have? We have one. Can I get another forge world upgraded? It's a bit dependent on. This one will be hard to satisfy. Maybe this over here. Successful partners is difficult. It might be possible. That is very much out of range. Yeah, there is that. So this can get ranged. It is doable. We get the 2 inputs for the colonies, and then so you can. It's not really worth it. Oh, this one might be worth it now. 3 for 10. We get 15 money out of it, so yeah, sure. Yeah, like upgrading all these colonies here gets us some prosperous worlds. Well, not the ones we want, right? Remnants of Forge World, yeah. This is a Forge World which could receive a chip. Like, no, like in here somewhere. This one with a hyperlane and a regular lane, right? And then it could receive a robot from here. It could send out 2 things, becoming successful. Making you have a successful partner, which is 2 out of 3. 5 out of 6. It needs 1 more successful partner. I can easily send in the last thing, that's not a problem. The problem is the final partner, which both of his partners are robot consumers, which it can't get access to. That's unfortunately out of range. And yeah, that's that, right? Which would be the thing. Oh, that can reach. Although it doesn't do anything, right? This economic zone is just... I need to produce her to reach it. This one could. I do have a human for it. So yeah, I suppose it would be this mine. To send an ore in here. It can receive a human, it can receive a water. Where can it send its other ore? I mean, maybe in here, right? I don't know. But that would be a way to get it to prosper. Now, if I can get enough forge worlds to prosper, we can make lots of plants. Prosper out as well. Can get to October, we would get the ability to get another colony down. I don't know about that. Just trying to make the most out of this. If there's anything else, not taking the geo-harvesting, right? We would have probably benefited from some geo-harvesting, but it would have meant getting the science much more slowly. So I'm not sure. Some difficult choices. We could get prosperity there. That seems fine. We get 9 left. This is 5, right? Yeah, that's fine. Just throw out 2 scans. Unless there's anything better to do. I think so with the money we've got. I'll scan these because I might want to found a plant here. There isn't anything. This one's hard to access now. So the idea would be to get the luxury, which makes lots of money. Especially with skill-up facilities. Yeah, look at that, we got an extra prosperous for that. So that seems worth it. You unfortunately already upgraded with the other thing. So the thing I was looking into was this over here. And then the idea would be to plop down a microforge here. But, you know, building those more quickly is interesting, but I could also do this. But then this won't have enough partners. Because it's 2 partners here have a hard time getting robots. Well, that's not true. This one can get a robot. Oh, that's fine to do this, I think. The thing is I can connect this directly. Oh, maybe not. 1 short? Yeah, that's why I should have put places better, right? And again, 1 credit. That's the 3rd time this game. Yeah, 1 credit short. Okay. Alright. No. So be it. So we get that. And then... Then you want 1 more export. Like, really? Does that don't work then? Well, since we can't connect it in anyway, why not do that, right? Or better yet, just skip. And then build all of this. There's your prospering planet. There's another one. I mean, that seems okay. Let's go ahead and grab, I think this is the most money. It's 25. That's 18, but it's cheaper. What about this? Oh, that's more. Let's grab ubiquitous network. Like, administration costs are pretty big. Okay, so now we're making some good money. 50 science. You can grab the post scarcity now. Go ahead and make 188, right? But it's maybe a little bit too little too late, but we'll see. At least we get a legendary here for that, right? So now hopefully send that out. Making prospect lines everywhere, that's good. You need imports and exports. So yeah, that's gonna be tricky. I mean, not impossible if I just build more of these. Oh, you're at 8% too, that's a bit annoying, but... I'm gonna send in 2 of those and make you legendary. Well, that makes tons of money. Well, the machine interface doesn't really do all that much. Need another partner. I think that's a fine way of using a hyperlane, to be honest. Especially if we can use the extra ore for a thing, right? One thing I might start doing is, instead of building more science, which is not really all that useful anymore at this point. Is that, like, we got Technocracy, we can get lots of happiness out of that. Like all of these, like, ones, right? One of the things I could be looking into, though, is see if I can't get more prosperity, like this one, for example. Yeah, the machine interface aren't really worth it, but upgrading this is worth it. Imagine you want an extra input or output. There's nowhere to send the biometric to those, so that works. I mean, so does this though, which makes more sense. I mean, it needs another partner now, though, right? That does not make enough money to be worth it. I don't know, this makes more money too, right? Because it doesn't hyperlane. Yeah, that makes no money whatsoever. 229 is still not quite enough to keep going, right? So I'll try to make as much as possible. There's also the opportunity to get a strip stream relay, right? So actually, a little bit more science can't hurt, because we need an extra 6 or extra 8 for that. We only get like 2 more years, right? So maybe it is building some more of these. I can afford them. Which might be tricky, actually. I'll put them close. And then this just costs 20. You go to 17. Like, we need 39 and 45, right? So That final year might be what we need. Yeah, the one end must be a planet problem, right? Classic. Get that in, but you just need more partners, which is hard to do for you. I don't know if it's possible to get more partners for that. So I think it's doable to send in another good in here. Not a problem. 1, 2, 3. Lots of things. Oh, we'll see, right? So that's 42, 43, 2 more. I'll just one more chip thing and then, or somewhere else, right? If I just send this in. Oh, there you go, that'll do. So go ahead and trade all of these cheap connections, because why not? I'm not able to do the quests though. Might have to leave the Vittori quest. But now I've got access to these, which are actually quite valuable to getting all of the other colonies upgraded. Like this one, for example. Well, that one? Probably that one, because it's... Also, Slipways only cost 0 months to build because of the Silthid Perg, Space Architects. So those are quite valuable. Also, I could send this out here, which is actually a thing I want to do. Actually, there's quite a few things I want to do here. Let's go into the last year and try to solve some of these things. So that makes you prosper, but I can also skill you up. And that should allow, if I got this correct, to make it a little bit longer. So I imagine around over here. It's slightly out of range. Over here then. Expensive, but there you go. Got another Prospering Forge World and another legendary. Not bad, right? All we need to complete the last final quest is one more Vittori planet, which would be here. Might be tricky. If I skill you up, we get a 2-way trade for that at least. Don't know if it's good enough, but let's find out. Okay, we need to go a little bit less aggressive with that. Okay. Or export/partner. Yeah, I don't know about the second partner, but we give you guys enough things and it would work, but it would hurt. Like, I'd rather like connect in some more things and get some more prosperity everywhere, but it seems like we don't have the time for it. So why are you not? Oh, you're machine interfaced. You need another input. There's like lots of places which could become successful and prosperous if I don't do the mission. But I can do the mission, right? It's just that we'd be investing a lot of time into that one mission. I don't know if it's worth it. Like that would cost us 2 months for this, and then 2 months for that, and then 2 more months for that. So a total of 6 months and all our money, essentially, to get this one upgraded. I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather not complete the quest. Yes, it would cost... What's it? How much score? It costs like 500, right? Yeah. And otherwise we would gain whatever it's worth, like 700. So it's 1200 points. But it's like 3 prosperous plants. I think I can easily get that or more if I am allowed to just like build the things I actually want to build. That probably does better. Like for example, like this here, right? There's 2 here. Four, 5. Yeah, look at that. Like in 3 months. Legendary, right? And there's this. If we could just find... Man, I really would love to find... I don't know, we don't have the time, right? That does connect. But then we don't have any more time. Isn't that unfortunate, right? If I hadn't saved the human here, then... we'd be able to get more money, but there isn't. There isn't any more money to be had. Like I'm looking towards like sending in water and humans here, for example, right? Skill facilities, we'd be able to send in 4, 5, and then 6, right? That's 3 skill facilities and 3 hyperlinks. So 60 plus 75 is 135 to get that. But be able to get that. We would be able to get there. I don't know if it's the best option. Might be better things we could do. For example, that kind of thing, right? Just prosperity and success is also good. Another prosperous world? Like just making everything prosperous is, I think, fine too. Nothing wrong with that. Lots of places here that want to send out a biomatter, right? I could just build a lab and send out a biomatter to get us successful. It's also not awful. What does this thing want? Lots of imports and exports. Don't see that happening. There is that connection too, which we could do. It's actually quite close. 40 and a bit to do that. Because it's water. Don't think we can afford that though. It's a bit short of that. So -8 here still. And then there's this one for 20. I'm not going to do the thing, of course. I believe would make it prosper. Yeah, there you go. And then you want more partners that you're not going to be able to get. Okay. 2 imports. So seems a bit difficult. Successful or better planets. Maybe this is good though. So we can get A1 prosperous there, but this one also triggers if I... Yeah, would you look at that? You get 2. This is a % happiness too, and it takes care of an unemployment, which this does as well, but... Yeah. Still short a bit of money, right? Because skill-up facilities cost you money too. So I was like, I'm not so sure. I think this is about as well as we can do though. We'll click the end game button. Maybe I'll hold off on it for a second, because there is one thing we could do, which is this. We have the money and we could find a ruin, but we did not. Okay then, well, let's do the one thing I wanted to do still, which is that. And then I guess I eat this asteroid and end the game. With around 26,000 points. To be exact, 26141. 141, that is. At 160 happiness with 18 mission points. And vast empire size. I haven't recorded everything in the spreadsheet here. And there's another quantum census build. It's quantum computing. We went extreme miniaturization. Self-hosting AI and economic zones and hyperdrive and stable jumps. I don't know if the stable jumps were a good choice that early. Because we might have been able to get access to things like manufactured luxury earlier and had to bid more money. Right? I definitely think ubiquitous network is not all that good compared to sleep replacement. I would like it to be better than it is. So you can kind of see that we didn't make a whole lot of money, even with all of these economic techs. The zones are definitely a lot less good than they used to be. You used to be able to connect these and make money using those, right? Don't work on structures anymore. I don't know why. Like, structures need some help. It kind of shows as well, right? Also, there's one more thing we can actually do before I forget, which I did get the science for. Hold on a second. We can get Technocracy. That actually is a bit more points, I would imagine. Like around 10% that I would otherwise leave laying around. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Again, before I forget, let's actually get Technocracy, because that improves it a bit. It's like, hold on, there's one more thing I forgot about, which is, yeah, that's Technocracy. We have that many techs for a Vittori run. Nah, it's still pretty good. See, it's 290.